What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 44. I am Brett, aka Enigma911, and once again, after a long hiatus, he is back, somehow on his first solo episode, even though it's been a while. Lil John, aka Super Twig 93, is here. John, thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Remember, guys, if you want to catch the podcast live, you can watch every first and third Saturday. Oh boy, first and third Saturday of the month over on twitch.tv/enigma911 at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join the chat, join in the conversation with us, and let us know your opinions on whatever we're talking about. If you have a topic for the show specifically, you can either comment in the section down below for YouTube, or you can put it on Discord and comment there. Speaking of YouTube, if you can't catch it live, you can catch it over on youtube.com. Search Enigma911 where it's broken out topic by topic, but also put as one big video for your amusement. And then last but not least, hashtag ad. This podcast is brought to you guys by the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma911 swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. You can check out the link for that in the description and help rep the brand and support us. It'd be greatly appreciated. So, we're going to jump pretty much right into it. John, we have not talked about your piano career on the stream ever. But no, I wanted to seriously ask you about you and music, because as long as I've known you,
Yep.
You've been involved with some type of music. I know we didn't meet in orchestra, but we hung out quite a bit in orchestra playing violin. You played piano for as long as I've known you. You've dabbled in guitar here or there. So I guess my main focus is going to be piano today, because like I said, you've played that as far as I've known you, and you continue to do it today. What got you into playing piano? Was it as simple as like, here you go, just play this, kid, or was there something else?
Oh boy. Well, far back as I remember, I think I was 5 years old or so. All of a sudden, I was thrown into piano lessons with some old dude named Mr. Clark. And keep in mind, I mean, we're old now. We're
sure.
Well, you're younger than me.
We're seasoned vets.
We're seasoned vets of this world. But there was this old guy that I took piano lessons from when I was 5, and his name was Mr. Clark. And I don't know if it was a lie or truth or whatever, but thinking back to it, it's probably true, because this is back in like 1998, 1997, 99-ish, somewhere around there. My sister wasn't even born yet, which is weird. But he told me that he used to play in Elvis Presley's live band back in the day, and like that seems like a long time ago, but back then he was only 25 years off,
right? And
this guy had to be in his like 60s at the time, so he played a lot of jazz music and stuff like that. I mean, that's when I started taking lessons. But I mean, there's pictures. There's a picture of me with my oxygen mask and everything when I was like maybe 1.5, 2 years old, jamming on the piano and stuff like that in my mom's house. But yeah, I've been playing ever since then. I mean, I've been self-taught since probably I was like 16 or 17 or something like that. Did lessons for 10, 11 years. And, especially when I moved up here, I met an awesome piano teacher who I just ran into yesterday, actually.
Nice.
Yesterday or 2 days ago, and I'm going to be hopefully teaching some violin lessons at her store in like the summer, fall time, which will be kind of cool to re-up on the violin, because I haven't touched that in probably as long as you have, I'm sure. Oh,
God, yeah.
But, my piano career, I mean, I don't know, I just kind of was playing, and I was very secluded about it up until about 10 years ago. And then off and on for the last 10 years, I've been posting videos on Facebook and on YouTube. As any of your viewers, if they remember me from so long ago, I do that every once in a while. But yeah, so
with uploading your own stuff,
Mhm.
has it been like, are you doing original stuff, or are you doing like covers of melodies and tunes, I guess, that you know from other stuff?
For the most part, it's original stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's original in terms of it is off the top of my head.
Okay.
I literally, I can't play the same thing twice. I don't write things down. I can read music. I just don't write anything down. Because especially when I'm recording, or if I were to live stream or something like that, I tend to forget that I'm doing that, and any mistake isn't really a big mistake if I'm making it up on the top of my head, because I'm not going to say, oh, it's improv. No, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to hit that note or whatever. But it's just kind of, I kind of get lost in my own head and start playing and forget that I'm recording. And I'll literally record for like an hour, 2 hours, and then be like, oh, wow, I need to cut this down.
Right.
And a good chunk of it, I cut down, get it all ready to do, and then never actually post it. So, but like when it comes to like stuff like tunes and stuff, like say, any sort of like Zelda tunes or any anime tunes or something like that, I play those when I'm not recording, and I'm getting better at kind of, I'll listen to it and then I'll play it and then I'll have some sheet music to read off of or whatever, and I'm getting better at that. But as soon as I hit that record button, my mind just goes to mush, and I just, because like I'm subconsciously thinking somebody's watching me, even though it's just me.
Right.
And that's kind of how I always have been. I mean, even like last week, just last weekend, I was at my mother's house, and I was playing the piano, and one of my sister's friends was there, and I mean, she's heard me play before, but as soon as she like caught eye that I was playing, or caught ear that I was playing, whatever, I like kind of froze up, and it's weird, but yeah, so it kind of all depends. I mean, like, if you happen to catch me while I'm not recording and you're stalking me in my own house or whatever, then yeah, I'll be playing, tunes from stuff that people may or may not recognize. But for the most part, anything that's on my YouTube, and anything that's on my Facebook especially, is all stuff that I have made up on the top of my head.
Cool.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And does that come? I assume that comes pretty naturally to you, just kind of wing it and go with, I guess, what sounds right.
Yeah, pretty much in all facets of life. I kind of wing it. And if it turns out good, it turns out good. No, yeah, I kind of just, if it sounds right, I'll do it. And I've been listening to like older music from when I was a kid, like 5, 6, 7 years old, right around the time when I started actually playing the piano more.
Yeah.
And I realized that a lot of the stuff that I play off the top of my head has a similar sound to it, to the stuff I listen to. And I mean, this is like, boy band pop music when I was like 5 or 6 years old, you know what I mean? Like the stuff that it was just really catchy, and you just listen to, and especially my brother and sister, they were younger, still are, younger than me, pretty sure. And, but they would, listen to it, so we'd all listen to it, drive or whatever, and that kind of, get to me, and I'd, play that, and so, yeah, that's kind of like my influence of things, where I just kind of make it up and wing it, but at the same time, I can see where it ultimately came from somewhere. It's not just, off the top of your head. You know what I mean? Like, if I know you guys listen to a lot of, or I know you used to listen to a lot of country music and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like James Taylor and stuff like that, I'm sure.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I'm sure if you picked up guitar, right, and you picked out a James Taylor song that your mom would like or whatever, and, and you got the gist of it down, she would recognize it, you would recognize it, and that would help you learn it a lot quicker than if you were to just pick up a guitar, have no idea what you were doing,
right,
and just go blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same with, my guitar playing a little bit and my violin playing too, is that like, I'll pick up a guitar and have a song I kind of recognize, and I'll look up the stuff and I'll just basic figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it as a whole, I got to learn this whole thing, right, and do it, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But if you break it out bit by bit by bit, like, as an analogy, you have this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, every little piece of this. But yet, a year, 2 years ago, this was in your head,
Right.
right? It was awesome to think about, but it was in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you slowly worked on little bit by little bit by little bit, and you got this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is daunting to me. And, I mean, I've been thinking about this sort of thing for longer than you have,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you actually, like, acted on it, and it's like boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it is with me with, music, is I kind of just make it up, but also I know where it comes from, which helps me divert and kind of learn new things. Like, I've been playing the guitar actually in the last couple of days a lot more than I used to ever, and learning songs, and it's maybe a song that I know, or like one or two people know, or something of my friends.
Right.
But it's like, well, if they like it, I'll play it, I'll learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So when learning like actual written out stuff,
Mhm.
how long would you say that takes you to kind of pick up on it, I guess?
Well, it all depends on whether or not I know the song prior.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially if it's like written out stuff, obviously there's a recording of it somewhere.
Yep.
So, I mean, if I like it, if I like the song, I'll listen to it. I'll actually like it. I'll maybe look up some covers on it. Very rarely will I look up like how to play,
Mm-hmm.
because there's always a little bit of improv to it and stuff like that. But I'll look it up, I'll listen to it, and then I'll kind of play along with it.
So it's more you hear it and then you can like, oh, okay, this is close to this note or this note exactly.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Like, there's one song actually that I very rarely do this, but there was one song that I didn't have any sheet music for, nothing written out.
Mhm.
I knew it was somewhere, I just couldn't find it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna learn this by ear, and I literally put it in my one headphone and learned it by ear, and it's on my YouTube. I think it's one of my most popular videos, as
Uh-huh.
15 views or something like
Yeah,
that. But
gotta get 'em somewhere.
yeah, but I learned it by ear and matched it up, and believe it or not, it only took like an hour or two to kind of figure it out. I mean, yeah, an hour or two compared to a 3 or 4 minute song, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But you spend an hour or two watching, Game of Thrones or
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars movies or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So it's all relative of like, it seems like it's hard, but yet you can kind of just, if you break it up,
Mhm.
it's fairly easy to do.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Now you've been mentioning a lot that you have been posting
Mhm.
the videos. Is this something that you want to do more regularly, or is it just something like a hobby out of the blue type thing, or?
Oh no, yeah, no, I absolutely want to do it more regularly.
Okay.
I just kind of get a little lazy
Mhm.
sometimes. I mean, truth be told, my hard drives on my computer are getting a little full
Mhm.
of a bunch of random stuff that I have, be it old music, old videos, or whatever.
Yep.
Gameplay videos. I know I have like some GTA 5 gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Still on my computer from about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's what those hard drives are for.
yeah, right. But I mean, it's more of just kind of like, once I get it into the software to edit it up and stuff like that, I'm like, oh yeah, cool, let's do it, let's render it out. Wait 2 hours for it to render, nice
Yeah.
quality, whatever, and cut it down and all that, and I'll post it. And then like I'll be like, okay, I'm satisfied, and then I'll like forget, and then it'll be like 4 months later,
Mm.
and I'm like, oh, I haven't posted anything in a while.
Right.
Be it Facebook or YouTube. It's not like I do one consistently or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 4 months in between either or. So it might be 8 months between YouTube videos and 8 months between Facebook videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I more consistently live stream me playing video games, which I don't do hardly at all, than I do post videos.
Right.
But when I post videos, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'll throw it up on Facebook and be like, you know, hey, check me out.
Right.
You know, and people are like, oh yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And then that's my high. And then I sustain there for a couple of weeks, and then I slowly go down, and then I'm like, oh, and then I get to the point where I'm too lazy to do anything. Yet I play the piano every single day. You know what I mean? I have probably $5,000 in music equipment,
right,
in terms of recording, piano, guitar, whatever else.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so if I do it every single day and I do it consistently, or every week or twice a week or whatever, then yeah, it'll be more routine. I'll be like, oh yeah, if I just hit that record button every time I play, then yeah, it'll be a hobby. It'll be something to do, and I know people like to listen to it. You know, and if you don't want to listen to it, you don't want to watch it, then don't.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Right.
You know, but
okay, so recently, well, not recently, over the little span of Twitch, it's kind of expanded since once what it used to be of just strictly games and gameplay.
Okay.
And now Twitch is a plethora of medium that you can watch. You can watch people just sitting there and talking to you. You can watch people eat while you guys talk. You can watch people draw, which was always a thing, or model, or animate, or video edit, or this, that, the other thing.
Yep.
And now people are playing music and also singing with Twitch Sings on Twitch. So would live streaming you playing be an interest for you?
Yeah, I think so. I actually got myself a little DSLR camera about a year ago. Okay. Right around a year ago now, actually. Actually, I think it's exactly a year ago now.
Cool.
And I recorded one video and posted it up on my YouTube.
And
it was at my friend's apartment. Actually, Jones's apartment at the time. Now he's living with me.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is cool, and I looked it up, and you can, like, it was like a vlog style camera, I guess, if you want to call it like that, and you can, you know, hook it up to, you know, some sort of Elgato capture and stream and stuff like that, and it looks really, really nice. And yeah, I think that would be something really, really cool for me to do. You know, I mean, I was, you know, thinking of doing stuff like, you know, Random Thursdays or, you know, Music Mondays or whatever, and it wouldn't just be. I think if I got into music streaming, I would also get back into game streaming.
Yeah.
And then I could do a little of everything. You know, but yeah, like I said, I mean, once I, you know, hit record and I just go. If it's record or start streaming or whatever, I like forget about it.
Yeah.
I completely forget, which is good because I'm not, you know. Doesn't feel like somebody's watching me over my shoulder. You know everything I do, if I mess up or not. You know, which is nice. It's just, you know, sometimes I just want to go to bed.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's just a matter of finding what works for your schedule wise, and then go from there. I mean, that's the tough thing of any habit is being consistent with it and keeping up with it. So. Yeah, once you figure out like what you want to do, and then just making sure you kick yourself in the rear end to do it.
Oh yeah.
Then I think it will flow. And yeah, I mean, like you said, you only have to do it maybe once or twice a week. You don't have to do it every day or whatever, because then you know burn out quick. But just something to do.
Right.
And it's kind of the two birds mentality too. If you stream it, you automatically record it.
Right.
So that's hand in hand, and then yeah, you can edit from there.
Yeah.
And just put that up. Promote both in a way. Okay, I guess last question on the piano topic. Is there anything specific, you can get as technical as you want with this, because I'm sure somebody will understand it. Is there anything that you want to improve in your own piano playing?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, one thing I really want to learn how to do is like jazz and blues sort of piano music.
Okay.
Like Ray Charles and I'm drawing a blank. Ray Charles, Red Garland. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but all these 40s, 50s, 60s, players and stuff like that. Because that stuff's just amazing. Like Bill Evans, especially, I like a lot of his stuff. It's hard to do. It's real hard to do. Like it's kind of which is ironic because I learned from somebody who, he played with Elvis, but he was also a jazz musician and stuff like that back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
He wasn't prominent as far as I know, but yeah, but that's something I really want to, get into, and I mean that just has a whole bunch of technical skill that can be relayed to a whole bunch of other areas and stuff like that. I mean, I have a stack of music about this thick, that I have collected over the years and stuff, and I can, play bits and pieces of all of them. But if anything, if I really, hone down on my skills, I can kind of broaden that out to everything else.
Right.
But jazz and stuff, I think is really, really cool to learn. So, and it goes well with drums and a guitar and a band setting and stuff like that, which I have all of those things. So, yeah.
Nice. All right. That's topic one. John,
Yep.
What is your topic today?
Okay. It's a multitude of two different things.
Okay.
So, I, up until recently, have barely ever actually seen all the way through any of the Star Wars movies,
Okay.
let alone read any of the books of anything like that. Okay, I know nothing about nothing.
Okay.
Barely. Okay. As well as the Harry Potter franchise.
Okay.
I have not. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of all the movies all the way through, but not all in one go, and not and I have not even touched one of the books.
Okay.
So coming from somebody who hearing it from somebody who's grew up with that stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you maybe still don't follow it or whatever.
Right.
But what do you think the appeal is, and is it kind of worth? Because I'm trying to get over that. I'm an old man. I'm 26 now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
You're gonna drop
So
over tomorrow.
I'm an old man. My knees are hurting. My back is hurting. Everything. It just as soon as it. But and I'm watching it, and I have friends of mine who are really, really, really into it, and I'm watching it again / for the first time with them. I mean, what kind of do you think you knowing me? I mean, is it worth it for me to kind of dive into it a little bit and stuff like that? And I mean, because obviously the Marvel, clearly the Marvel franchise, right? You can kind of jump into it and stuff. The movies, at the very least, you can jump in and have a great time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I'm so far removed from the Harry Potter stuff, and I mean, I got somebody that is insanely into Harry Potter, and I'm watching it with them, and I know somebody who's insanely into Star Wars, watching it with them, and I feel so far removed from any of their knowledge.
Right.
I appreciate it,
right.
But at the same time, I'm I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard to ask somebody who's so into it why it's good or bad, obviously, because I don't want to be insulting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like you're not as into it, but I know you used. I mean, I know you used to be, definitely, as a kid, and not
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. The thing is with it, obviously it boils down to, do you enjoy it? I would say, yeah, try it with. We'll use the big three here that you use: Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel.
Right.
If you want to get into it, regardless of which of the three it is, obviously you gotta try it out. If you like it, cool, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Don't feel like, oh, you have to watch Star Wars. I mean, yeah, it's always the big thing, like, oh, you haven't seen Star Wars? I mean,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but you could ask me the same thing about a lot of stuff. Star Trek, never seen it, don't give a shit.
Fair.
Game of
Fair
Thrones,
enough.
didn't give a shit about it for a while. Then I tried it.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I'm in.
Okay.
After Kevin suggested it and Kate suggested it.
Right.
And then I finally dove in deep. The thing is, because of these franchises, like, being old,
Mhm.
at least Star Wars and Harry Potter, I'll get into Star Wars and Marvel aftermath, I guess, in a minute. But Harry Potter's a big one.
Mhm.
Obviously, they're still making the Grindelwald movies, the Fantastic Beasts.
Right.
Those ones, it's its own story.
Mhm.
So, like, you could do it. It's not really necessary. But at least Harry Potter's journey is done. Like, it's all there. It's all available. So, I feel with that, like, if you were looking to get into it, you can take it all in. It's not like you gotta take in bits and pieces.
Right.
Like, oh, this one's the only one out, and then whatever. So at least it's all available to you. And then Star Wars, for the most part, it's that way. I mean, if you want to break it up into the threes, like the trilogies,
Mhm.
then you can do that too. Obviously, 9 is coming out.
Right.
And then you mentioned, like, I'm not as big into it as I once was. Star Wars is that one for me, for
Right.
sure. Like, Harry Potter also, I'm not like, yeah! But that's also because it's done.
Right.
Like, Harry stuff is done.
Right.
Like, Fantastic Beasts is cool and stuff, but I never, like, knew it. I didn't have the background information like the books, which I grew up with as a kid, reading. So when the movies came out, I was like, oh yeah, of course, I like this. Why not go see it there?
Right.
With Star Wars, it was different. I had 4, 5, 6. They were on VHS, and my parents had them, and I fell in love with them there.
Mhm.
And then when 1, 2, 3 came out, that was like our generation Star Wars. Now I
Right.
know people
Right.
have mixed reactions on the prequels. This sucks. Blah blah blah. Yada yada. Fuck you. Anyways, I get all the criticism.
Yep.
But you have to understand, it was our generation Star Wars, so that's why, like, I think it means so much to me.
Mhm.
Not because they're fantastic or whatever, but just because it had that, like, oh my god, this is a thing.
Like it was
That's
new.
for us. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, like I said, I know people hate on the prequels.
Mm.
Personally, I love Phantom Menace to death.
Really?
Attack of the Clones, sand
You
gets
better
everywhere,
lock-
that
you
can go
better-
fuck itself.
You better lock your doors for
Oh, I
seeing the
know,
first film.
I know. I'll die on this hill.
But I remember the first time first time I saw Phantom Menace all the way through. Saw it. I
Mhm.
played the Lego Star Wars game. But the first time I saw it was when it came out again in 3D.
Yeah, we went to see it.
IMAX 3D. Yeah, we went to see it. And it was because episode 3. No, because there's Lego Star Wars movies. The Lego Star Wars games
Mhm.
obviously came out after 3 came out. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, Phantom Menace came out again.
Yeah, they were planning on re-releasing all of them in
Mhm.
3D format.
Okay.
I think they only made it to 1 and 2, and
Oh.
then I guess they weren't selling them great, so they're like, oh, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember going
That was
to...
that was the first time I actually saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, what, 10 years ago? 12 years
probably
ago? Something
by
like
this
that?
point,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I didn't watch it, when I was 6 when it came out, or
Right.
even when I was like 10, or, I didn't know anything about Star Wars when I met you, and I came over and you had all this, we don't anymore, but you had all this Star Wars
Mhm.
stuff, and I was like, what's all of this?
Yeah,
So-
so, like I said, I'll die on a hill for Phantom Menace.
Mhm.
I love that one. Clone Wars, I get. I hate sand. That's the dumbest thing ever.
Yep.
Padme and Anakin had, or at least the actors, had no chemistry. But we had the Colosseum fight, which is badass numerous times. We had the Jedi army battle thing. That was
Yep.
cool. The clones swooping in. All that stuff was fine. And then Revenge of the Sith was good. That was great. That was a good one. All the moments, Order 66, everybody dying, it's all sad, and then redemption story and stuff like that. So that was good. And the only gripe I have with 3 is the stupid droids talking. But that's a whole nother discussion of stupidity. And then we talked about 4, 5, 6 already. Then we get to the new ones.
Oh boy.
Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and now announced Rise of Skywalker. So, Force Awakens, I was pretty excited for, as most people were. And it was a fine movie. It was okay. Didn't blow my socks off or anything like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended. Then we get to Last Jedi, which is another polarizing movie.
Well, here, you know what the funny thing is? I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
Because, as I mentioned, a lot of people I know are really into Star Wars, and they're really against Episode 8.
Yeah.
And for one reason or another, and I could not care enough to, I didn't care enough to see Force Awakens by myself, but I saw it with everybody else because it was the first new Star Wars in 12 years or something like that. Whenever it came out, right?
I don't know, because I feel like Episode 3 came out like middle school or early high school for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So a few years.
It was a few. It was the first. At the very least, we were all adults. We could all go see it on our own.
Right.
And so, I watched that one. But I didn't see Rogue One in theaters. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw Rogue One at home, and that was honestly, I liked that one.
Yes.
Because I know nothing about. I played the Rogue One game for N64, and I know that literally is nothing at all to the movie. But that was a good story. Had I known it was Star Wars related or not, it was a good story.
Yeah, and I'll backtrack to those. Well, actually, I'll just go into it now. But yeah, the spin-off movies have been 50-50, but Rogue One was fan-fucking-tastic.
Yep.
And yes, that was a good one. And then we have Solo.
I have never seen a slower car chase on a dock pier before in my entire life.
I was fine with it. I don't get everybody's super hate on it. I watched it on a plane, though, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt. I didn't watch it in theater.
Your viewing experience for Solo was on a plane?
It was on a plane. I was like, do I want to go to the theater? And then I saw everybody shitting, and I'm like, I'll wait. And then I just never picked it up, like, a copy of it. And then, I was flying home. Might have been TwitchCon or something. And it was, long flight. Swipe. Oh, shit, this is on here. Sure, why not? So I watched it there. There was one cool moment in Solo, and I have no idea what they're going to do with it, and that was Darth Maul making his return.
Yeah, I know nothing about that.
Okay.
And I know my friends were, Jones especially, was freaking out over bits and pieces of it and all that stuff, and I'm like, I know nothing about this. I know that he should be dead.
Yes.
And he is not dead.
So, in other canon, other, shows and whatnot, after he gets cut in half, Sudoku, or whatever you want to call it.
Sudoku, yes. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah, you didn't mess that up at all. Go on.
Someone finds him and gives him, spider legs, mechanical spider legs. And he's in, he's a prominent character in Clone Wars cartoon or some shit like that. Not our Clone Wars cartoon, but the
3D
one.
Animated one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was this was his first canon return movie universe wise. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what's the plan with that or what it would have been. So yeah, we get back to Last Jedi. Like I said, very polarizing. I thought it was alright. Once again, cool moments. I thought, do you want spoilers?
I know everything that happens, I'm pretty sure. So.
I think the Red Room, or whatever the fuck they call it, where Rey and
Kylo,
thank you, work together.
Oh,
was badass.
Yeah.
That was cool. I didn't appreciate Snoke's death. That's a negative one. Just because it was literally that, and he was done.
Yeah.
But that fight was cool. I thought the Luke part at the end was pretty dope. The stupid, why did we go to the casino and waste an hour, what seemed like an eternity? Why do we have the slowest space race ever? And then my biggest gripe, why the fuck is Leia flying through space? Like an idiot.
They could have,
I thought that was the dumbest thing ever.
I feel like they could have killed her off.
Oh, they could have, absolutely.
Better. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie.
I mean, she's still alive. She's still in 9. I mean, her actress is not. Yeah, in 9. She's in 9. She's in Rise of Skywalker.
But they launch her in space.
No. That's the bullshit, John. That's the bullshit. She should have died there. So they blow up the ship, she's floating in space, and then she does the whole wake up bullshit, puts her hand out and force pulls her all the way back to another ship, and she lives. She literally went like this, and it was like Superman, whee, and zoomed over.
Alright, so that movie's trash.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad I did. That sounds bad, and I don't even appreciate the originals enough to know how bad it is, and that seems bad.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So, Rise of the Skywalker trailer dropped earlier this week. Did you watch it?
I did not.
Okay.
Not because I don't want to, I just did not.
Right, so going into it, honestly, not that I'm like anti-Star Wars, but I was burned out. I had no excitement for 9. I was just like, it's a thing, it's happening,
right?
Whatever. Seeing this trailer, my anticipation level rose slightly.
Okay.
Based on one thing that happened at the end of the trailer. So in the trailer, it shows Rey. She's on some sand planet. God forbid it's going to be Tatooine again. But glider coming up, whatever. She's running. She's going to fight the person in the little spaceship that's there. Shows Kylo, shows Finn, shows Poe. You know, all back doing their thing. Yada yada yada. At the end, screen cuts to black. And we hear a very familiar laugh that we have not heard. Oh boy, our English is hard. Heard in quite a while. It's Palpatine's laugh. The little wow, I actually did that pretty good.
That was actually really good. Yep.
So, and you hear that at the end, and you're like, what? That's the only thing that has me interested, is like, wait, why? What's going on
now,
there?
are you nervous that they're going to be like shoehorning in stupid stuff, like reasons to bring characters back that should not be there because of plot, and because think about it, that's the only thing that got you interested, right?
Right.
Was the fact that this older character should be dead, presumably.
Right. Oh yeah.
And you know, so I mean, that'll obviously sell tickets or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, is it going to be stupid? Kind of like how Snoke was brought up as this huge deal, and then all of a sudden it's like,
so
nope.
There is. I totally agree with you. Yes, I'm absolutely nervous that would be the case. There's, I don't want to say a reason, but there's a potential of why Last Jedi was so different than the first one. So the first one was directed by J.J. Abrams.
Okay, yep.
The second one was directed by Ryan Johnson, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
Ryan, while fine, kind of didn't pay attention to anything J.J. did. So in the first one, Force Awakens, they build up also that Rey's parents are this big mystery, and who are they? And, you know, she's orphan. 7, or Last Jedi, 8, excuse me, he literally just goes, nah, they were nobodies. Like, some characters like, your parents were nothing. They were literally just traitors or something. And like,
oh, they actually meant
okay.
They just wasn't them being antagonistic. They actually meant that they literally were nothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, so in 9, it's back to JJ. And there's a whole thing about it.
Like, haha, we lied.
So they might be retconning some shit or redoing
that's
work.
a great thing to do with your series. Yeah. X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men. Which we can get on that tangent too later.
If you want to. I know your feelings about that.
So, I don't know. So Star Wars, okay. When it boils down to it.
Yeah.
As I said before, regardless of series. Try it out.
Yep.
If you honestly feel a connection with characters and you have an interest, go for it. If not, don't feel like, oh, it's something I have to watch because the society as a whole likes it or whatever.
Right.
No, that's bullshit. It's the same as you're very big into anime.
Right.
Right. You enjoy anime. If I watch it, Attack on Titan, and laugh my ass off at the first episode, then I'm not gonna watch it.
Right.
I'm just like, wait, why are there big naked people eating? Oh, the protagonist got bit in half.
To be fair.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone uphill.
No?
It's pretty bad.
Ooh, that's not good.
So I hear.
That's not good.
So, yeah, but
But yeah, I mean, it's just like anything that you want to be interested in.
Yeah,
if it sparks interest, then you'll invest. Like, back on the anime thing, I haven't started yet, but I hear My Hero Academia. I hear a lot of good things about it.
I haven't seen that either, and I hear it's really
But I want to try that
yeah.
out. I'm like, okay, I'll give that a shot. Danganronpa was one that I was like, I'm not going to like this. And then I was like, yeah, let's go. Except for V3. Fuck that game. They literally are like, build you up. They build this whole universe up in this series, John.
Yep.
And then at the end of V3, when they're about to finish the fucking game, they're like, oh, it's all fake. This is all just a TV show. And we keep re-outfitting people, and it means nothing. Yeah, all those little organizations that were on the outside pulling strings, yeah, they don't exist. That's just a plot point in this thing we're filming right now. Stupid!
Okay.
And they drop that bomb, and then they make you play for another hour and a half of the characters like, no, it's not real. No, it can't be this way. Blah, blah, blah. This like, fuck you. Stupid.
Okay.
Harry Potter now.
Harry Potter,
Harry Potter. So Harry Potter, I think, that's definitely I think that would be a tougher sell than Star Wars. Star Wars, at least there's that sci-fi element and the action element that I think could be appealing to you. Like you said, you saw one, and then you've seen other ones like bits and pieces. I think at least knowing you, I think the sci-fi element would get you a little bit more.
Yeah.
As for Harry Potter, that one's going to be a tougher sell just because that one's definitely more kid-focused compared to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Even in like just messaging and how it's formatted and stuff. Not to say they're not good.
Yeah.
I feel like where you start and where you end with Harry, Ron, Hermione, and obviously the other characters, like you grow up with them.
Right.
Or at least you see their progression. As kids, like if you invested in them, then it would be more the grow up with them aspect. But at least you get to see this character development and see them grow, see them change.
Right.
I think that would be a big drawing factor now at like your age of seeing.
Yep.
I don't know if all the magic hocus pocus will be appealing.
Right.
So I don't know. And those movies are ones that the early ones I've seen multiple times.
Yep.
But like 7, 8, Deathly Hallows, like those ones, and Half-Blood Prince, I think I've only seen maybe once or twice. Not because they weren't good, but I just haven't seen them in a while. And it's something I want to do now. Is go back and rewatch them all. But yeah, that one I think will be a tougher sell for you. As for Marvel. So Marvel, we got a whole plethora of movies. If we're talking specifically MCU, with Endgame coming out next week. Woo! As of you guys watching this, because it's pre-recorded, it would have came out last week. But that comes out next week.
Right.
That is 22 movies.
Are you serious? That's how many there are?
22 in the MCU. Yeah. So that's a little bit more of a homework assignment.
Because I know I've seen a good chunk of those. Age of Ultron I haven't seen, Civil War I haven't seen, Ant-Man I haven't seen.
Oh, no.
Hang on, I gotta keep going. Guardians 2 I don't think I've seen.
Okay.
I did see the one with the stones. Infinity War?
Oh, you saw
that
Infinity
one?
War. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
The Stones.
I saw the Stones.
The Rolling Stones?
I saw the Stones ones.
Here, why don't I just give you the list of movies?
Oh my.
Let's see if I can find a list. There we go.
I mean, I've seen all 3 Iron Mans.
Man.
I personally think that the original Hulk with Ed Norton is not real.
It's not real, okay. I mean, that's how Marvel pretty much treats it too.
I mean, I've seen both Captain Americas, I've seen Black Panther, I've seen Guardians.
Okay.
Kind of all the staples of them all.
It seems like you've seen most of them. So we got Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The Avengers. That's phase 1.
Seen all those.
Why'd you separate the list? Wikipedia. You got Iron Man 3.
Yep.
Thor 2. Captain America Winter Soldier. Guardians of the Galaxy. Age of Ultron.
Nope.
Ant-Man.
Nope.
That's phase 2. Scrolling in. Here we go. Phase 3. Captain America Civil War.
Nope.
Doctor Strange.
Nope.
Guardians 2.
Nope.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Nope.
Oh, you should watch that one. That was good. Thor Ragnarok.
Nope.
Black Panther.
Yes.
Infinity War.
Yes.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Nope.
Captain Marvel.
Nope.
And then Endgame will be coming out.
Okay. So I clearly have a lot of movies that I need to see.
Okay. So.
But I've heard the gist of Age of Ultron and Civil War are like, eh. But like once you've seen Infinity War, it's like, eh.
I'm sorry, eh? Age of Ultron, okay, eh. Civil War being, eh? I don't think so. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Okay.
So, yes, Age of Ultron being eh, it's because it's a lot of setup, like you said, for Infinity War. It's like, oh, here's what's happened in case you weren't paying attention to all this other stuff.
Right.
But drawing back to what you said a while back, how, like, you can jump in and watch a Marvel movie. You can.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect to understand a lot of the big picture stuff. You can definitely jump in a movie and enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that. They're all good movies. They can all,
for the most part,
stand on their own as experiences. Overarching story, like big picture stuff. No. Then you need to, watch them. Most of them. You don't have to watch them all, but you definitely need to watch most of them.
Right.
This one, for me, Marvel, personally, is easy to get into. Obviously, because I enjoy the superhero aspect. I enjoy the characters.
Yeah.
I enjoy this bigger picture, because this is the first time we've seen... Well, no, it's not really the first time we've seen it, but I like the big story, big picture stuff.
Yep.
Technically, Harry Potter did the same thing, too. We're building up to Voldemort in that fight. With Marvel, it's the same thing. It's just, amplified, I guess you could say. So, if you really want to know all the little ins and outs, details, yes, you need to watch all of them. And that sounds like a daunting task, especially with 22 movies, all ranging from 2 to 3 hours, so 44 to 60-hour venture. And this is something I also want to do leading up to Endgame, which I did not do leading up to Infinity War, but I wanted to watch all of them again leading up to it.
You got to start.
Saying I got a week, I'm probably going to have to watch 3 movies a night. I don't think it's going to happen. But, getting into it.
Yeah.
It sucks to say, but it's as simple as try it and then see what you got. You're definitely not going to connect with every character. There's going to be more people, or certain characters you go with more.
Yeah.
If you were wanting to get into it, and this was your first experience, some people might bash me for this, but just going with my gut and what I'm thinking now. Avengers 1, while not introductory to anybody, really, might be a good spot to start.
Okay.
Like the big one. Because that way you get characters established of Iron Man, Cap, Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
If you are excited about that movie, it's action-packed, there's a lot going on of story, and it's a good story. If that gets your interest, then maybe you could be like, oh, I like these guys. Now I want to learn more about them.
Right.
And then you could go back to the Iron Man one, the Thor one, the Cap one, stuff like that. And then be like, oh, okay, this is their story. Because it is an origin movie, and it's a separate thing.
Right.
But you learn more about the character.
Right.
I think if you did that with Phase 1, if you watch Phase 1 and you feel like, yeah, this is for me, then the rest should sell itself.
Okay.
Obviously, the characters are different and stuff like that. But, yeah, you grow new bonds with them and learn more about them and stuff like that. But I think that would be a good way if you want to get into Marvel, like I said. Go with the first group team-up movie. Don't go Avengers 2, don't go Civil War, don't go Avengers 3. That's nuts. Then you got too many people in there, and you're going to get overwhelmed. But I think Avengers 1 is a good starting spot. Mm-hmm. You get a handful of characters that you can build a relationship with, and then if you feel invested enough to learn more about them, then you can go do that stuff.
Okay.
For you personally, regardless of if you're going to do that or not, I think you should watch Spider-Man Homecoming. Because I know you have a history with Spider-Man, even if it's just the games.
Yep.
But I think Tom Holland does a fantastic job as Spider-Man, and I think you would just enjoy that movie in general.
Okay.
I
hear that's very, very good, and a lot of people say to watch it, regardless of anything else.
Right.
Watch that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then Sony being Sony kind of blew their whistle. There's already a sequel confirmed. Which, I mean, if you're really into the Marvel Universe and paying attention to every little fucking detail, you know there's a Black Panther 2 coming out. You know there's a Doctor Strange 2 coming out. You know there's a Spider-Man 2 coming out. And then Eternals is a rumor, but that's all new people. So you knew some people were coming back.
Yep.
But the trailer for Far From Home, which is what it's called, is already out. Looks dope as fuck. And we're getting Mysterio and Jake Gyllenhaal. So, yeah. But that's real cool. So, yeah, I would say definitely watch Spider-Man. As for the other characters, Guardians 1, good. It's a good movie. Guardians 2, in my opinion, same exact thing as Guardians 1. The finale, that's a good part. That's good. But it's essentially the same movie of how they go about things. It's good. Not great. Thor 3, people seem to, like, really hold that in the high pedestal. I think it's a solid movie. It gets more of Thor just being Thor and not, like, whole high and mighty regal type stuff.
Right.
Ant-Man, the first one, I think is okay. I like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man.
Yeah.
The story overall, fine. Ant-Man and the Wasp, better. It's still got the same flow of Ant-Man, but it's better. Black Panther's good. Spider-Man's good. Anybody else I'm missing? Oh, Civil War. Civil War, personally, I like a lot, just because it's a group-up movie, and we're fighting each other. And it's really cool to see who's fighting who, and just that stuff. But that is also another big one. It is a Captain America movie. It's a big one for his arc of, like, first one, America, military. Second one, wait, there's some shady shit going on. Third one, no, there's still some fuck up shady shit. I don't trust people. And then you go into Infinity War where he's all, you know, they're in hiding, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Like, so I think, especially with Endgame, like, the payoff of him and Tony, like, reconciling. Like, Civil War is a big one where obviously they're butting heads.
Right.
And you'll know the reason why, obviously, by watching that. And I think seeing them back together in Endgame is gonna be a good moment.
Yeah.
So that's the MCU part of Marvel. Then we get to the X-Men part of Marvel. Yep. Which, don't get me wrong, fantastic. Was a big fire starter for what the MCU would turn into be. X-Men 1, good. X-Men 2, love it, except for the stupid sewer tunnel system that seems to take forever.
Yep.
X-Men 3, Last Stand. Yee.
What movie is that? I don't recognize that one as to be an actual movie anymore.
Then we got Origins Wolverine.
Yep.
Silver Samurai, or The Wolverine, or whatever they called it. That one was a good one.
The one was in Japan, right? Yeah.
Yeah. First Class, I personally enjoyed a lot.
Yeah. Days
of Future Past. Yeah. Apocalypse. Yeah.
Which one was Apocalypse?
It was the First Class guys after Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse came, and they had Storm for the first time, they had Nightcrawler for the first time, they had Psylocke for an interesting reason, Jubilee, came out like...
Was it the one where they were all in that, like, hotel, not a hotel, but like a mansion style thing, and everybody was fighting in the courtyard?
You mean the X-Mansion?
No, it wasn't the X-Mansion. I don't remember.
No, it was probably First Class.
It sounds... The characters you're naming, not only because of the comics, but it sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen it.
You might have. It was okay. It was alright. It's got the guy from Star Wars, and the guy who plays Poe. He plays Apocalypse.
I think I've seen it.
Logan. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And then we get to the ones that we're in now. So Fox has been in an interesting bucket of delaying their movies, and then obviously now they're acquired by Disney, but they're still releasing these movies because waste of money if not. So we got Dark Phoenix, coming out summer. But that was a whole train wreck too. Let's drop the trailer and then immediately the next day delay the movie a month or so. So you got that one, and then you still have... Oh, I didn't even touch Deadpool. Those are good.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, I don't know. A lot of the jokes are rehashed. I like the story of it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, like, laughing like I was the first one. I was like, I've seen all of this before.
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix coming out. It's going to be the last one. It's going to be their big hurrah before, 10 years when we see him in MCU finally. And then we have something called First Mutants coming out. Or New Mutants coming out, which is like this horror thriller type movie that might not even get released, but is still getting released. The actors don't even know what's going on with it. So
good.
Good planning on that part.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So X-Men, these ones, like if you want to go back for history, cool. If not, just play the waiting game. If you're really an X-Men fan, wait till they're in the MCU, I guess. Yep. Same with Fantastic Four. Don't go.
Oh, those were bad movies.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Surfer. He was cool. But Cloud Galactus, no.
Yeah, those were bad movies.
Yeah. Blades are good. You can go back and watch the Blades from the 90s.
Never seen those.
No. First one's real good.
Oh.
Yeah. I think the third one's real good, too. 2 was okay. You talked about Hulk earlier. That one's skippable. I haven't watched the one with the original one. I don't fucking remember the actor's name. I don't know, but you can skip that one. Yeah. So I after all that rant, I think it just boils down to try it out.
Try it.
If you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
If not, don't.
Well, I'm surprised how much I am enjoying it, given the fact that like a lot of people that I've known, shows who I know, I guess, have either hyped it up so much that I'm like, or people are like, they're okay, and I'll just be like, okay, then I won't even bother.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are like, oh, the Harry Potter ones are like good, but they're like okay, and I'm like, alright, well, I won't even bother. Or people will hype up Star Wars so much that I'm like,
See, okay.
You know,
I think,
and I mean, that's the whole thing about like the books and how the books in the Harry Potter franchise obviously go into way more detail,
right?
And that's something to appreciate against the movies. And Star Wars, forget about it. There's
Oh, yeah.
so much extra stuff over 40, almost 50 years now,
Right.
that it's like, okay, that's a whole can of worms that you can jump into, and then you're comparing against the movies and then what's now canon versus not and all that stuff, and that's kind of like, a big grab bag of what team are you on, what Venn diagram circle are you in, that sort of thing.
See, I think that's a factor too that you got to look into when going into it. Like obviously with Marvel, I'm heavily invested, and like I said, there's a lot of tiny details that you can pick up from things, whether it's Easter eggs or story pieces or background on characters. The thing is, to enjoy it, you don't need it. And that goes for Star Wars and that goes for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Star Wars, you can just enjoy those movies for how they are. I don't know anything in extended universe. Like,
right.
I see pictures of Thrall or whoever the fuck that is, and other people, I'm like, cool, alright, good for you. Harry Potter, same thing with the books. If reading's not your thing, go with the movies. Yeah, they cut things down nice and neat. The Fantastic Beasts, like I said, that's all its own separate thing. If you really like the universe and you like magic and stuff like that, go watch those. You don't have to. Marvel, you can literally just go because you want to see super person fight other super person.
Yep.
If you don't give a shit about Thanos or all the little intricate things going on, then don't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like I said, it's 22 movies right now. It's gonna be like 40. Right now, you can just watch one. Like if you're a Spider-Man fan, just watch the Spider-Man movies. We didn't even touch on the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Yeah. Or the Andrew Garfield ones. No. Or the Venom movie. Yeah. like, yeah, if you connect with a character, then just you can just watch those. You don't need. It's like, it's like going into a candy store.
Okay.
If you like Snickers bar, there's a Snickers bar there for you. If you wanted to try any of the other candy, you can. It's an option.
Right.
You don't have to get that. So, it's all there. You pick what you want.
All right.
Oh boy. All right, Johnny. So,
I'm scared.
it's your first time on the
really
podcast
scared.
solo.
Okay. Yep.
So what we do, just in case this is your first time watching, whenever we have a guest on for the first time on a solo podcast, I like to take through the lightning round of questions just so you guys get to know them a little bit more. It's like 12 questions in total. It's not anything super extravagant. But John, I'm going to ask you these questions, and whatever answer comes to your head first, answer with that. You can elaborate on any answer you want, or you can just leave it at the answer that it is.
Okay.
All right, don't worry.
Let's go.
You're overhyping yourself. All right, John, favorite color?
Red.
All right, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay. Favorite game?
Zelda franchise.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Ooh. I gotta say, the second Pokemon movie, Pokemon the movie 2000.
Okay.
It's by far the best one. All the other ones are good, but that's like I'm gonna go home and watch that now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not on the list, but I have never asked you, Detective Pikachu, are you in or not?
I'll watch it because I think it's a Pokemon movie. Why not? And it has Ryan Reynolds, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know. Is that out yet?
No, that comes out this summer.
Oh yeah, I'll totally go see that.
Yeah, that one won me over surprisingly. I was like, all right, I'm in. And then follow-up question: are you gonna go watch the Pokemon the first movie redo thing they're doing?
What?
Yeah, I think they're remaking it or 3Dizing it. I don't know what they're doing.
If it's the same voices, then yes. If it's the new voices, the not for kids voices, which is a company that was originally franchised out by Pokemon, whoever, I guess Pokemon? Game Freak, whoever licensed movies in Japan, then no. Mm-hmm. But like, if it's the original voice and it's just a re-up and it's in the movie theater, absolutely.
I might have my information wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's being made.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, back to the question.
Yep.
Favorite type of music?
Oh, boy. Honestly, I can't go wrong with honestly, like techno music, trance music, that sort of stuff. I'll find stuff from made yesterday, and I'll find stuff made from the 90s or whatever, and it's all good to me. It's easy to jump into and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Favorite song?
Yeah, okay. Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Very, very good guitar. You can't understand a goddamn word of what Eddie Vedder's singing, but it's a good song. So that. Yep.
Okay. What was your dream job when you were a kid?
Oh Christ.
You want to be Jesus?
Yeah. Well, I already kind of am. What did I want to do? This is gonna sound stupid. I think I wanted to be like a frickin' truck driver or something like that.
Okay.
Like legit. I don't know. I thought it was really cool because that was right around the time when that Ice Road Trucker show and all that stuff was out when we were kids.
Yeah.
And on the History Channel, and that was cool to me. And yeah. I couldn't do that now. Nope. But yeah.
If you could have any animal to be a pet, what would you have?
One of them pygmy loris things.
Pygmy loris?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's it looks like a cross between a bat and like a chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
It's got weird long fingers.
Interesting.
And they're endangered and you can't actually have them.
Okay.
But those, they got huge bug eyes. They're small, huge eyes, cute, but threatening. So, one of them.
Alright. If you could meet one celebrity, who would it be? Doesn't matter level of celebrity here.
I do not know. Honest, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. There's so many, like. I mean. Actually, you know. I always heard of. Actually, enough since we were talking about this. Probably Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Just because, like. Because why not? I mean, he seems approachable, provided he doesn't actually have Wolverine claws.
Right.
You know. So, yeah.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
Favorite season?
Ooh. Probably summertime. Because road trips, boat, motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably summertime.
Favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving because of food. I like food. I like leftovers. I like turkey sandwiches and yeah.
Nice. Almost done. What is a skill you wish you could have?
Oh. I think rock climbing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just always thought that was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when, like it seems kind of dumb, but like, you go to like any sort of amusement park where they have like, them, kiddie rock climbing things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then like, or anything where like any sort of athleticism, I guess you could say. But like the people that freaking climb mountains and stuff like that, or like the rock climbing, the fake rocks and stuff. I mean, I looked into it. They got these shoes that like go like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to the camera like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, good.
And like they arch your foot
so
that you can actually put all your weight on like a toe.
Yeah.
And it's balanced,
and
it doesn't actually hurt your, provided you don't, wear them all the time.
Right.
It doesn't hurt. It's like kind of like ballet, like a ballerina in a way, and it's so cool, and it's like, yeah.
Have you gone rock climbing before?
Not in a. I was made. Whenever the last field trip that we went on rock
There's
climbing.
a place in Glens Falls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure if I looked.
I think there might be a place in Clifton Park too, but I've been to the one in Glens Falls.
Okay.
That was pretty
good.
Yeah. They got ones where, obviously, it's the two-person thing, where one person's like your counterweight.
Yeah.
And then they have other ones where you can just do solo there, which I found was really cool. But yeah, it's a good time.
I'll have to try that.
All right, last question, John. What is a game you would like me to play?
You would play?
Yep.
Oh, okay. If you don't have it, I will let you borrow it.
Okay.
I will. Yes. Okay. Probably, obviously, I think you know. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite game, by far. It's very good. Every time I play it, I find more and more little bits and pieces that I didn't know before.
Cool.
Because I'll like look into it more and stuff like that. I mean, when I played it when I was younger, I kind of blew through it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want to see you play that because and it doesn't have to be anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see like your genuine first time reaction as an adult standpoint. Because I think it's good. I want to see where you think. If it holds up as being quoted as like the best game ever that everybody... I don't quote it as being the best game ever. I like it personally as my best favorite game.
Yeah.
But I don't compare it against other ones because I haven't played other ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because it's literally the first game that I ever played in my entire life.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
That's why.
It's got that nostalgia.
Exactly. But I'm not I'm not gonna die on a hill for it. You know what I mean? Like you in the prequels, but
yep.
but I want to see coming from somebody that, for the most part has no knowledge of the lore and the, frankly, insane fandom that is behind this whole series in the last 30 years. I want to see what your take on it is, because, I think it's a good game. Compared against like maybe the other two that I played.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that one.
Okay. Cool. Alright, guys, this has been another episode of the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 44. I am Bret, aka Enigma911, and today I was joined by John, aka Super Twig 93. John, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Remember, guys, you can catch the podcast live every first and third Saturday of the month, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on twitch.tv/Enigma911, where you can join in the conversation like you did today. Oh, wait! Pre-record. But you can join in when they're live and talk with us. We'll be more than happy to chat with you guys. If you guys can't catch it live, you can catch it over on youtube.com, search Enigma9011, where it's broken out topic by topic, and also put as one big video, so you guys can check that out. If you have any topics for us that you'd like us to discuss, you can either put it in the comment section down below, or join us on Discord and put it in that tab respectively. And then last but not least, hashtag ad. The merch store is up. You guys, we're brought to you by the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma 911 swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us. It'd be greatly appreciated. That link will be in the description. John, did you want to plug your YouTube real quick that you have all those musical diddlies on?
Oh, yeah. Super Twig 93. Yup. That's it.
There you go.
So, that's where everything I will ever post ever is. Yeah. So, there. I mean, you guys all know me, hopefully. Actually, hopefully not. Hopefully this is the first time you've seen me. Because, yeah. But, there it is. Yeah. And I'll be posting more soon. Absolutely.
Cool.
So.
Alright. Hashtag on brand, Super Twig 93. Alright, guys. We will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.